What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today we are going to get more creative on our channel. So I got all of the Borderlands action figures that came out, and I'm really wanting a Roland one. I've wanted a Roland action figure for a while. He's been my all-time favorite Borderlands character since the first game, and the only way that we're going to be able to do this is if we kit bash our own. So let's get to it. So what you're looking at right here is a G.I. Joe Flint action figure. He's already primed. I primed him everything. This was the closest one that I thought I could get to Roland. He came with a Barrett, which is something that you can pull on and off. It's pretty tight. Actually, it might be stuck now with the primer. You can pull that on and off. Of course, we're going to paint this all up as Roland, and then the Barrett, I'm going to put the Atlas symbol on it. I have to work around him having a collar because obviously Roland does not have a collar. But we got some stuff, you got the shin guards and stuff like that, kind of like how Roland has it. We have this was a full vest that I had to cut to pull out, so I had to cut it to get it off of him, and then we're gonna glue it back once we paint up everything. We're gonna put it on him, glue it on him, and call it a day. We're gonna I had to cut, like, there's a piece here. I cut that completely out. There was a piece over here and over here. I just cut them completely off and primed it. So we have somewhat of like a military or soldier-esque type of outfit that he can put on that's not completely covering up him, because obviously we're going to do like the gray stripes and everything that Roland had on his stuff. He came with a shotgun, which we're going to make shift into one of the Borderlands guns. So it's not going to look exactly like a Borderlands gun, but we're going to paint it like it is a Borderlands gun. So it kind of gives it that feel. And then he also came with a pistol, which I'm going to paint up as the Moxie pistol because I think it'll be more, obvious when you do that. It came with a pistol leg piece, which I did not have to cut. I kind of slipped it down his leg and off. But that should be fairly simple to do. And then he came with a regular belt that I had to obviously cut off. That came with a bunch of pouches and grenades. So we're going to work around that. We're going to paint these up. I think we're going to paint these up separate, and then we're going to glue them on after we paint him up completely. So we are going to make this guy into a Roland. I think this is going to work out perfectly fine. I also did scale these up next to the other Borderlands action figures, and he scales really well, so that's good. So let's get some skin on him and then see where we go from there. Alright guys, so you can see I did a quick dry brush on him, so it picks up a lot of the detail on the figurine. And then I did some of the skin tone. So now I think he's coming together. Like, I think this is going to work. I think he's not going to look exactly like Roland, but it's definitely going to give you that Roland-esque. That's Roland when you see him. And I'm going to paint him up exactly like I did the Bunkers and Badasses miniature. I'm going to do it with the red pants, and then his initial gray and black striped shirt that is in Borderlands, obviously, and then his Barrett's going to be the same. I just think it'll look really good with the red pants, and obviously in Borderlands, you can use different outfits and stuff like that. I also have an extra one of these Malawan guns from an extra Lilith action figure I had, which I was using for pieces and stuff. So I'm gonna add this to him just to give it that Borderlands flavor. And then I dry brushed the guns, and his equipment and stuff like that, so that that's ready to get painted and everything too. But I'm going to focus more or less on him himself, get him done, and then get all the equipment and stuff like that done, and then get it all on him glued down and ready to go. Alright, so now you're looking at Roland with his pants now painted red. And I did this with a Citadel corn red. And the idea here is to build up dark to light. So of course we're going to hit this with lighter colors so that the fabric pops once the figurine's completely done. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do with all the colors that we got. And then I'm going to put a wash on him, and I'm going to see what I can do with shell shading, because I do want to shell shade this action figure to kind of obviously make him look like he is from Borderlands. Alright, this was a little difficult. I had to get the stripes in there. Not all of them are perfect, but it's okay. I'm going to put a wash on and things will be highlighted and stuff like that. But I gotta fix this pocket. This pocket, he only usually has one pocket, but there's two. You can barely see the other one because of the stripes. This one I'm gonna put the symbol on that usually is on his outfit in the game, which is the Atlas symbol. So we're gonna try to work around that. And then I think I'm gonna put a wash on him after I put the symbol in here too. And then I'm gonna work on his equipment and stuff and see where we go from that. Alright, so I colored some, or I painted some of the equipment and got it on and glued back onto him. Leg piece, which is for his pistol, and then his gear. I put the red stripe on him because he does have that iconic red stripe at the top of his outfit on Borderlands 2. I did paint the Atlas symbols on his shirt and beret. And then I did these black. So yeah, this is, oh, and there's his tattoo, the little skull tattoo. I did that. Trying to be as faithful as I can to Roland in Borderlands 2, more or less. There is a piece on his arm in Borderlands 2, but I don't have a piece like that to use. So we're just working with what we got, and hopefully this ends up being a really good piece. I think so far this figure looks so much like Roland already, and I'm really happy with how this is coming out. Okay, so at this point you can call it quits. You can actually say this figure is done, but it's not technically done. So what I'm going to tell you guys is I did some copper pieces for the shotgun shells. I did paint up the gun to have like a moxie thing, so you kind of get that aspect of it. And then once I did that, I put a full wash on him. I put Reichland Flesh Shade for his skin because it kind of gives a little bit of a red tone behind it, and then Agrax Earth Shade on everything else, so it kind of dyed down the red. And I put gunmetal on the knee pads and the shin pads with some of his gear. So like a part of the grenades are silver, and his belt buckle here, and this piece. And then this piece up here, I did the same type of thing with the gunmetal, which I'm going to go with a brighter metallic when I do the highlights. So you have that. And then I took the shotgun that came with the figure and I made it into a Hyperion shotgun. So I think this is turning out really good. And I was going to use the gun that came with an extra Lilith figure that I got, but he can't really hold it that well because the hand has to go through here. So I don't know if I'm going to just strap it to him or just leave it off of him completely, so who knows. So. I am so glad that I found a Borderlands action figure base for this. So this was the base that came with the extra Lilith action figure I had. So I said, oh, I need that. So I definitely grabbed the base. So it definitely looks like a Borderlands figure now because it just has the base. It just tops it off. So I am like so excited. I think this turned out perfect. Like that is fucking Roland right there, man. Like that is definitely Roland. Oh man, I'm so happy with this. So this video is more or less more something like, yeah, I wanted this figure, so I made it. Remember, if you want something, you can always make that happen. Be creative, open up your mind, and just make it. Because there's so many things that you can do when you just get creative and just try to build something or make something. And you might think, you know, I might not have the skill to do that or the imaginative mind to do it. You gotta leave that your zone of comfort, leave it and just try it. If you want it, try to make it happen, because this figure turned out amazing. I think that is definitely Roland. You can't miss that out. Like if I put that on a shelf, which I am going to put it in the Borderlands room, it's going to look like a Roland action figure. And I'm excited because when I do my collection videos, people are going to be like, where'd you get that Roland figure? And I'm going to be like, bro, I made that. Check it out on my channel. So just be creative and try to make things that you want. And it's fun. It's a fun process. I had the freedom to do what I wanted to do with this because it is a G.I. Joe figure. Just when you're trying to make something, especially like a figure, make sure you get things that are at scale. So if you need to buy different figures to do it, luckily I only had to use this one figure for this, which is awesome. But if you want to, you can buy different figures. I would say if you're doing something like kit bashing with different figures, make sure they're at scale and make sure that you're buying them as used figures, because obviously this one was new. I just kit bashed it right out the box because that's all I needed to do. But when you're doing stuff with figurines and different ones at that, try to buy used figures because you're saving money and you're getting a bunch of different pieces. And then don't ever throw away the other pieces. If it's figurines that you don't want, you can always use those pieces to make something else. And it's really cool because I play Bunkers and Badasses, obviously. You can actually take figurines like this
and glue them to bases and actually make them into statues. And that is really cool because you can use these as statues in your Bunkers and Badasses games or D&D or whatever you play. So yeah, that is mind blowing. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Remember to leave this video a huge like and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.